So this is our lesson on World War I, and we're going to look at the 1914 Christmas Truce, which lots of you have already heard about. So we're going to learn about this famous event and understand how it happened, and to think, keywords are no man's land, unofficial. It happens without the people in charge knowing about it or agreeing to it. It is unofficial. General, guy in charge. Soldiers, carols, the songs you sing at Christmas, pine trees, tinsel, candles, messages, football. Right? So let's crack on, shall we? No problems. What was the situation in winter 1914? By the winter of 14, the war had gotten bogged down into trench warfare. The German plan failed and both sides dug in. So British trench, German trench, maybe 100 metres, no man's land in between. And the trenches are not very glamorous affairs. Look at these, just holes in the ground. Yeah? Mud everywhere, not much fun. So what happened on Christmas Eve 1914? In some places, the German and British soldiers agreed a truce, T-R-U-C-E, meaning no fighting. Okay. Here's a photograph. British, German soldiers in no man's land at Christmas. They agreed not to fight. This is the soldiers, not the generals. So what did the generals make of this? The generals, the guys in charge, hated this. They thought it was bad. If you let men see their enemies as just men like them, it makes them harder for them to become soldiers and killers in the future. This is a bad thing. They hadn't ordered it. The generals were completely against it. Yeah. They thought if this carried on, then in the future our men won't be able to fight the Germans. They'll like them too much. So how did this mad truce start? Now, how do you go from in here with guns? How do you go from here with machine guns, point enemy, to how do you go from that to this? Well, the key is the 100 metres. At 100 metres, you can hear the other side quite clearly. And far as we can tell, it's the German soldiers who started it. Christmas is a much bigger deal in Germany than it is over here. I mean, I know it's a big deal over here, because the Germans is a much bigger deal. So Christmas carols, Christmas trees are German inventions. So the Germans were decorating their trenches. They had pine trees, they had the tinsel and candles. Yeah. And they started singing hymns, in particular Silent Night. The British could hear them singing, and they joined in. And then the two sides start shouting messages to each other, Happy Christmas, that sort of thing. And from that develops an idea, well, let's stop fighting. Just for a day, let's stop it. It's Christmas. Yeah. Let's stop. Let's meet. So they met in no man's land. And they sang carols, and they got the trees out, and they had a drink and a smoke together. There were some games of football. We don't have any photographs of these, unfortunately. We only have artists' renditions of them for the papers. Not a football match, lots and lots of football matches. Yeah? And one officer who was there wrote a letter to the papers, said in the game that he watched, the Germans won 3-2. The truce lasted, in some places, for about a week. And then the generals thought, we've got to stop this. So how do they do it? Well, think about it. It's only the guys in the trenches having the truce. If you're in the artillery 5 miles back, nothing to do with you, the generals simply ordered the guns to start firing. Yeah, and that ended the truce pretty quick.